Have you ever used Mulan, or are you a new player planning to get Mulan for the first time? Now in this video, we're going to talk about the rise, the fall, and the rise again of Mulan. So what is up, squad? TITOBODS here. This is our second video in this series. Like, the first one was Boudica, and if you haven't seen that yet, the link is down in the description below. Please go to that link after this video is finished. Before anything else, slap that like button and drag this video out to your friends. And since 78% of you guys watching are not yet subscribed to the channel, I encourage you to do so. We now have our super chat and super thanks, and if you want to be a member of the channel, you can get perks like custom icons, custom emotes, and enjoy members only content. And with that, let's go back to topic. Now, season 1 is what I call the rockstar era for Mulan. Yes, I call it the rockstar era. That's how I do name these things. And, well, I'm not gonna lie. I actually have her on one of my accounts. Now, this story starts right from the birth of the game in season 1. Like, one of the most sought after heroes and formation was Mulan. They were so the absolute rockstars back then, like, really. So the synergy is like this. We have Mulan, we have Rani, then we have Attila in season 1. It was really, really insane. They were dominating everywhere, like in the battlefield fights, the rallies, city attacks, even in the arena PvP. They were really that dominant back then. But if you had that formation, you were in the zone like most of the time, surely. And it was really almost everyone ran Mulan back then. Now, of course, if you have such a strong hero, there are some counters to it, right? Like, the only counters during that time weren't really accessible for everyone. Like, the only real counter in the time was the cavalry, and not many players wanted to go that route. And you know why? Because the cavalry meant investing heavily. Like, for example, you're going for the warrior calves. Back then, like, your commander is going to be like Guan Yu. It's not something most players wanted to do unless you're a big spender. You don't really want to use hero medals on Guan Yu unless it's from the tavern, right? Like his own medals. Then also there was Hannibal. Hannibal was easy to get since he was one of the heroes of the Advent Wheel. Now, Hannibal was actually, or let's say the synergy formation of Hannibal was actually the Spender's go-to commander in Season 1 to counter Mulan. And yes, also, I also have a Hannibal max at Season 1. Actually, to make him work, you need to invest, like especially in the MGE with Ashoka and also Justinian. So that level of investment made Hannibal a little bit unattainable for most players. And that is one of the reasons why Mulan was really ruling the game in Season 1. So when you look at the facts, she has like a few reliable counters, as I've said. And they have, Mulan really has a good synergy with Rani and Attila, because Rani and Attila really is a good support heroes for basically their commander. And they have really that insane battlefield presence. It's no surprise that most players gravitated towards Mulan, and that's why I call her formation the rock stars of season 1. They're that hot back then, and that dominance lasted for, I think, several months, if I'm not mistaken. And then right after that, once season 2 comes in, now this is what I call the reckoning. So we have here Lubu. So once Lubu entered the picture, Season 2 became the rise of the free-to-play and low spenders. Even the big spenders sometimes started to struggles against the mid-tier Lubu players. Slowly, Mulan began to fade into the background. Even Hannibal. Like, once the premium counter started falling into Lubu's shadow, it was really something else. Many Mulan players made the switch. They moved Rani and Attila from Mulan straight over to Lubu, because that's what you should do. Because if you are a Lubu player, you have a Rani and Attila, you are going to be like almost god tier mode in season 2. And that was the beginning of the fall, of course, of Mulan, because really, once there is a legitimate commander to counter Mulan, especially a Lubu, that gives a lot of crits, and still one of the best damage dealers in the game. So we have here Bellevue in season 2 also. But it really didn't help either, Mulan's battlefield presence was basically put into a halt. Like, for months, she stayed in the shadows, bro. Then finally, we have Mehmed. So the arrival of Mehmed really did somewhat revived the lineup of Mulan by just a little bit, I think. So this gave Mulan and Bellevue a long-awaited support option that can make them significant again in the field. Like she became more of a tactical pick. You can still use her in a way to maximize your damage against swords and pikes as long as you know how to play tactical with the lineup. Let's fast forward to season 6, which I call the revival stage. Because here, the savior, as I was talking about, has arrived for the Archer Warriors, which is, most of you already know, Alp Arslan. Now, for those of you guys who doesn't yet know my Alp Arslan video, here it is. I will also leave a link in the description so that you can see the builds that I have for my Arslan. Now we're in season 6 already, and Arslan is one of the hottest heroes in the game. I hope you are agreeing with me because he truly is one of the hottest heroes. Like we have Zhao, we also have Scipio, and of course one of them is Arslan for sure, for sure. Now with his arrival, Mulan finally, I think, was revived by a little bit. There's a strategic, situational, and fun way and smart way to actually play Mulan or the Archer Warriors. Since we are now at the end of our story for Mulan, we are going to talk about the lineups from season 1 to season 6. Okay, so season 1 hero formation. Number 1 we have Mulan, of course, and then the best lineup in season 1 that I can share with you guys is Attila and Rani. There's no surprise there because Mulan is actually like a Lubu, just an archer. Now, sadly, Mulan was removed from this lineup and replaced by Lubu in season 2. But this is the solid march back in season 1. Now, if you do not have Rani or Attila yet, of course, you're going to Attila in the end. And if you are not planning to get Rani, so the next big lineup here is Mulan, Josephine, and Attila the Hun. Your Attila would be your buffer support for your Mulan. So Josephine is your healer, support, and some of which is a little bit of damage. Once your Attila and Rani was sucked up to your Lubu, you will now have a 2 missing piece here. Now, Season 2 is also the arrival of Bellevue, which, in my opinion, is, I think, just fine, but it really wasn't something transcendent. And Josephine is actually the go-to here. You can actually use Josephine here in the middle or Bellevue in the middle. So it depends on what you want. So it doesn't really matter. And if you still want to use your Attila here, you can still do that. You can use a Mulan, Bellevue, and Attila. And you can use Bellevue as a healer because she has Pain Blood. There is a heal there. But make sure your Bellevue is maxed to 5-star. It really needs investment. Because if not, you're going to have a negative armor. Like, I can say they are the sneaky type of lineup wherein you are in a city, then you jump out of your city when you saw a pikeman or a swords, and you just want to get your points and damage out there. Once the season 2 is over and season 3 comes, you now have Mehmed. You now have one of the best lineup for your Mulan. See, Mehmed revitalized the lineup a little bit to be on the field, but of course, the swords is, well, always in jeopardy once they saw the Mulan lineup. Now, if you have Attila, you can also use this lineup here, but less damage from the Bellevue perspective, but more on the damage of your Mulan. And I don't really want you guys to be running Josephine again with Mehmed and Mulan because I don't think that's really necessary because you're going to lack on damage. So once Timur arrive, you will be able to maybe, just maybe, think of Timur as part of the lineup. Like, I saw players using Timur as the commander here in this lineup, which sometimes blew my mind because it was really creative and it really stays in the battlefield longer. It's really something else. But sometimes they're not using Mulan. What they use is Bellevue. I saw someone using this in the field in season 4 or 5, I think. And it was really something else. I'm not saying that you completely disregard the power of Timur or this lineup, but it's not for me. But I'm just giving you guys the idea that a player used a Timur as a main commander, and that is also plausible. And for me, there is really no telling the range of the pool of the Archer Warriors. Once we arrived in season 6, Mulan was, again, as I've said, really, really good. So most of the players are going to use Mulan as their main commander because I think they believe that Mulan really has that potential of damage now that Arslan is here. So Arslan really revived this heroes with his skills or this formation and with his skills. And as I've said, he is like the savior of the Archer March. So now, the other thing is for me, as I've said, the best hero to use as a commander for the Fleet State still for me is Arslan. Mulan is a good hero without her, even without her commander skill. Also, another one is that if you want to be more flexible in the field, you want to be a little bit tanky with much damage and with a boost of damage from Bellevue going to your Arslan, and in a way, give your Arslan so much damage. And sometimes it's insane, but of course, your Bellevue still has that much damage in a way. So this is actually one of the lineups that I was really amazed by this one. But as I've said, Mulan is another hero that you can use in this lineup, and I would personally recommend this lineup as Arslan in the commander. May your hero be on the last one, or the last part is on the last slot is Mulan or Bellevue, but Arslan as the commander with Mehmed. This is a strong archer march. There is no question about that. So there you go, guys. The rise and fall and rise again of your Hua Mulan. So what do you think about our rise and fall video about Mulan here? So we did this as the second, I think this is the second time that we did a rise and fall video. And if you haven't yet watched the previous one, it's also in the description down below. And what do you guys think about our topic for today? If I missed something, or maybe I missed a key detail or important information about Mulan and the lineups, please leave a comment down below and help us out to disseminate the information way better to our viewers and our squad. I really did have a lot of fun doing these videos like this, and props to everyone that was really watching the last one because we hit like 3,000 views, and hopefully this one will hit more than that. Fingers crossed. And I really appreciate you guys for staying with me until the end of this video. And before we end the video, don't forget to like this one, share it with your friends or alliances or your Discord channels so that everyone can actually see our take on Mulan personally. And if you're into the channel, you like this kind of content, or you play Age of Empires Mobile or the same genre of RTS games, please do consider subscribing and ring that bell so you will always be notified soon as we have a new video just for you guys. Anyway, squad, as always, have a great day to everyone. This is your TITOBODS, and I will see you in the next one. And hey, click on this video right here for more awesome TITOBODS content. Thanks for watching, you guys, and TITOBODS out.